Today, in this video, I'm going to introduce three different sentence endings, most frequent endings. There are in total 6 different sentence endings, but the rest 3 are less important in terms of frequency, and some of them are quite archaic form, so we hardly use it in our daily lives. First of all, we're going to learn informal polite ending, which ends with ayo, oyo, or heyo. When can we use it? This is the most frequently used sentence ending and most generally used sentence ending. You can use it when you go to the class for the first time, if you meet a new person at the party, if you go to shopping, if you go to a pharmacy, hospital, if you see a doctor, anytime you can use it. Number 2, we're going to learn formal polite ending, which ends with 읍니다, 씁니다, 합니다. When can we use it? A somewhat formal setting, for example, during the interview, in the working place, or news broadcast. But I have to point out that formal polite ending is not honorific form, so this doesn't make you any more polite. This sentence ending makes you formal. Okay, lastly, probably if you're interested enough in Korean culture, probably you would already familiar with this informal casual endings, which ends with a, he, quite short. The content is already in my textbook published in Amazon with the title of This Grammar Book is Not for Beginners, Part 2. It's on page 1 to 2. First of all, let's start with the informal polite ending. Look at this scary table. I categorized the sentences according to the tense, present, past, future, and the function of the sentence. Declarative, which means just basic statement. Interrogative, question. Imperative, you use imperative when you force someone to do something. For example, stand up, sit down, eat, drink, sleep. These are imperatives. Finally, propositive. Let's do something. Let's do this, let's do that. They are propositive. So we're going to practice with these 3 representative verbs. Let's start with a statement in the present tense. 자요, I sleep. 먹어요, I eat. 공부해요, I study. How about questions? Korean language doesn't require a specific structure for a question, isn't it? We just increase the intonation. So it goes 자요, do you sleep? 먹어요, do you eat? 공부해요, do you study? Imperatives. Probably you studied this as an individual grammar point because it goes 자세요, please sleep. 먹으세요, please eat. 공부하세요, please study. So basically the imperatives end with this 세요 or 으세요 according to the 받침. Lastly, propositive goes 자요, let's sleep. 먹어요, let's eat. 공부해요, let's sleep. We basically use the same expression with the statement, but usually we say this with 같이 or 함께, which means together. 같이 자요, 같이 먹어요, 같이 공부해요. It's kind of indirect way of proposing. Let's move on to the past tense. 잤어요, I slept. 먹었어요, I ate. 공부했어요, I studied. So it goes 았어요, 얻어요, 했어요. How about the question? Just increase the intonation. 잤어요? Did you sleep? 먹었어요? Did you eat? 공부했어요? Did you study? How about the future tense? We need 을 거예요, isn't it? So it goes 잘 거예요. I will sleep. 먹을 거예요. I will eat. 공부할 거예요. I will study. 자, we need 을 거예요 for the future tense. How about interrogative questions? Just increase the intonation. 잘 거예요? Are you going to sleep? 먹을 거예요? Are you going to eat? 공부할 거예요? Are you going to study? If you're not familiar with this conjugation, please watch my another video where I introduced the very basic rules of conjugation of Korean verbs and adjectives. Let's move on to formal polite endings, which ends with 읍니다, 씁니다, 합니다. Let's practice with these three words. Let's go. Present statement. 합니다. 먹습니다. 공부합니다. Respectively, I sleep, I eat, I study. In terms of the meaning, there are no differences between this table and the previous table. It's just about the nuance. It sounds much more formal than the previous table. Okay, how about interrogative, which means question? Look at this because it's a little bit different. Okay, you obviously increase the intonation. However, the last syllable is different, isn't it? 잡니까? Do you sleep? 먹습니까? Do you eat? 공부합니까? Do you study? In a very formal setting. Imperative. We need 십시오 or 으십시오 according to the 받침. So it goes 자십시오, please sleep, 먹으십시오, please eat, 공부하십시오, please study, but very formal. Okay, prepositive. It goes with 읍시다. It ends with 읍시다. 잡시다, let's sleep. 먹읍시다, let's eat. 공부합시다, let's study. Let's go to the past tense. 습니다. I slept. 먹었습니다. I ate. 공부했습니다. I studied. Meaning-wise, exactly the same with the previous table, but it sounds very formal. Interrogative. 잤습니까? Did you sleep? 먹었습니까? Did you eat? 공부했습니까? Did you study? Future tense. So instead of 을 거예요 from the previous table, we need 을 겁니다 in this table. So we say 잘 겁니다. I will sleep. 먹을 겁니다. I will eat. 공부할 겁니다. I will study. Can you take a guess how they go as in questions? Goes 잘 겁니까? 먹을 겁니까? 공부할 겁니까? So just a final syllable is changed. Okay, let's do some exercises now. I gave you 4 sentences with informal polite endings. Pause the video and do it yourselves. Okay, let's do it together. Let's see. Number 1. 아침에 불고기를 먹었어요. We have to change this 먹었어요 into 먹었습니다. Number 2. 매일 아침에 한국어를 공부해요. So instead of 공부해요, we have to say 공부합니다. Number 3. 주말에 도서관에 갈 거예요. Instead of 갈 거예요, we have to say 갈 겁니다. Number 4. 제 이름은 김동현이에요. Instead of 이에요, we have to say 입니다. So 읍니다, 씁니다, 합니다, 겁니다. They are all formal polite endings. Okay, finally, informal plain sentence ending or informal casual sentence ending. You can use these endings with your close friends or close family members. But it's much safer to use polite endings than this plain or casual endings, okay? So let's go with the present tense. 자, I sleep. 먹어, I eat. 공부해, I study. If you compare them with informal polite endings, you just get rid of yo at the end of informal polite endings. Then it sounds much shorter. How about the question? Just increase the intonation. 자, do you sleep? 먹어? Do you eat? 공부해? Do you study? How about imperative? Very simple. You just say 자, sleep. 먹어, eat. 공부해, study. For positive, it ends with 자. So 자자, let's sleep. 먹자, let's eat. 공부하자, let's study. Let's go to the past tense. If you use informal polite ending, you have to say 잤어요, isn't it? Just get rid of 요, then it becomes casual. 잤어, I slept. 먹었어, I ate. 공부했어, I studied. Questions? Just increase the intonation. 잤어? 먹었어? 공부했어? Future tense. Instead of 을 거예요 in informal polite ending, you just say 을 거야 for casual ending. So 잘 거야, I'll sleep. 먹을 거야, I will eat. 공부할 거야, I will study. Questions? 잘 거야, 먹을 거야, 공부할 거야. Okay, that's it for today's video. Choosing proper sentence ending is very important so that you can mingle into the Korean culture. Please repeat this video and familiarize yourself into 3 different types of sentence endings so that you can pick up the appropriate sentence endings according to the TPO. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.